Hello everyone, welcome to Shimmer Girl Talks. Today's topic is about Essence magazine. Way back in the day when I was a teenager, that was one of my go-to guilty pleasure magazines. It was Essence, Ebony, 17. I read Jet from time to time. I don't remember all the magazines, but Essence and Ebony were definitely in my top 5. So yesterday I was on Twitter, just thumbing through or whatever. And I guess yesterday was National Orgasm Day, July 31st. And so the article was 7 ways to, it was like Happy Orgasm Day and 7 ways to achieve an orgasm or whatever. So, but the picture that was used was 2 black women. Now, I have no issue with the way people choose to live their lifestyle. I don't agree with it, but it's not my business. My issue, as I've said in a previous video, is agendas that I feel are being directed at our community. This particular article did not specify that it was an alphabet community article. I feel like for our community, there tends to be a lot of liberties. And what I mean by that is it seems to be no standard for us when it comes to relationships. For example, it seems like the standard for us, when you look at the media and stuff like that, is either the single mother, it's the strong single woman, it's anti-nuclear family, and I'll touch on that in a second, or it's the alphabet community. That was what caught my eye with this, because I used to just read over Essence magazines. I looked up to the women that were showcased in those magazines. I looked up to the articles on like how to get your husband, or women with their husbands. And, I was like, that's going to be me one day, et cetera, et cetera. And so when I saw that, I had to look to see, okay, who owns Essence now? I said, it can't be a black person. So I looked it up, and I guess it's a man from Liberia who now owns Essence. It was purchased in 2018. Okay. So then I looked up his wife, if he had a wife. Because I'm like, why is it 2 women showcased in this? And you might be like, well, what's the big deal? The big deal is when it comes to perhaps white publications or even other race publications, it's usually a male, female, heterosexual, masculine man, feminine female. Seems like other cultures get to have the standard of the nuclear family, or the male-female dynamic. With us, like I said, it's the single mother, it's the strong, independent single woman, or now it's the alphabet community women. And I wanted to touch on, years ago when I used to be on this one site geared towards black women, about 15 or 20 years ago, I started seeing this intense hatred of men, particularly black men, from black women. And I often wonder, I started thinking about this maybe a couple of years ago. I started wondering if the influences towards heterosexual women are coming from the alphabet community. Because when people are typing things online, writing articles and stuff, who is behind those articles directed at black women? So I looked up the writer of this article. Her name is Dominique Faulkner or something like that. And I looked her up because I was like, I just knew it was going to be some feminist white woman or something. It was a person that identified themselves as a she, her. What is that? I don't know what that is. I mean, I know what a she is and a her, but is it a biological woman I refuse to say cis. Is it a biological woman or is it something different? So the fact that her pronouns were she, her, and then she's got two women posing in this, you know, get your best orgasm, it didn't sit right with me, only because it seems like we get different standards than other cultures. And then we wonder why there are cracks and breaks within our community, the familiar breakdown, the high single mother rates and stuff. And as I say many times in my videos, a lot of you women are taking counsel and being influenced by women who don't like men. And let's go to that BLM, those broads. I was never a BLM person, not because I don't think that Black Lives Matter, but I just felt like I peeped their game early on. It was just something off about it. And then their mission statement, which I don't think you can find their mission statement anymore, but their mission statement was, we need to tear down the patriarchy. Again, a lot of young ladies in particular, you're getting your influence and stuff about how to deal with men from women who don't like men. And on another note about Essence Fest, I didn't see it. My understanding of the Essence Fest and the Essence magazine, in my opinion, it used to be about black excellence. And maybe it might not have been totally traditional geared. It was probably always feminist propaganda. I don't know. But I mean, I remember looking up to the women in the articles and stuff. So I don't think even back then I would have been sucked into like the feminist ideology. You know, and as I said in a previous video, I said, yes, I did used to, you know, consider myself independent, but I still wanted a husband. But that was the goal of the day, you know, because girlfriends, Pam and Gina from Martin, you know, they were boss itches, boss babes or whatever, but they still had men in their lives. And we're all of the same generation. So it's a good chance that even back then, they still would have been traditional minded in a sense. It's a whole different ball game now. So going back to the Essence Fest, I heard there was a lot of shenanigans going on. Just some hot girl summer, sexual freedom, liberation, just trifling ratchet behavior going on with, what's her name? Janelle Monáe and Meg Thee Stallion and stuff like that. I don't like the fact that there's a certain segment of women in our community who is the default woman for the Black community. I think more traditional minded women, we should have at least equal billing and let young ladies be able to pick between, okay, do I want to be ratchet, hot girl, boss, independent, don't need a man, marriage is not a goal, or do I want to be a traditional woman and be able to have a good husband and we raise our children together and have that nuclear family, etc., etc. So that was my topic for today. The image did not sit right with me only because it was not specified as a alphabet community article. To me, it was like, it's no standard for our community is what I'm trying to say. There's no standard of the nuclear family or the traditional family that other cultures get to have for how they're perceived. Because I'm pretty sure if that had been a Vogue article, Glamour article, Cosmopolitan, I don't know what other magazines are out there anymore, I'm almost certain it would have been a man and a woman. I can be wrong, but tell me your thoughts. Are you noticing different Are you noticing how they're trying to have a different standard for the Black community when it comes to relationships? Let me know. Please check out my other videos, subscribe, like, and I will talk to you later. Bye.